Welcome to Assay TV. I'm Leo Stemp, and today we're here in Cape Town with Bompeh Sangmuah, who is the President and CEO of Roscan Gold Corporation. Bompeh, welcome.
Thank you, Leo.
So tell us a little bit about what you're doing at Roscan. You have a project, I believe, in Mali.
Yes, so essentially it's an exploration stage project, and we've had some very good success early in the game and delineated a 7 kilometer mineralized trend on our flagship asset. And we are focused to basically see where the feed sources of the gold is, definitely trying to discover the depth potential, and by so doing try to push ourselves into resource delineation phase quite fast. And we're not going to be forgetting about the regional potential because we've got quite a significant land package. And I think we need to unlock value on those assets as well for shareholders.
So how much drilling have you done to date, and how deep have you been going
Well,
so far?
well, I mean, total drilling has been about 28,000 meters for AC, about 2,000 meters diamond, and the maximum depth has been to about 70 meters. And most of the deposits in that region start really building size beyond the 100-meter depth level. And some have actually been extended over kilometers at depth. So it gives us great confidence that once we're able to understand the depth potential, we could add significant value to shareholders.
So you're planning to do further drilling at depth?
Yes, and we've actually initiated an IP survey campaign to the south and central part of our deposits right now, waiting for the interpretations, and that's going to guide our deeper drilling going forward.
Fantastic. And where exactly are you in Mali?
Well, we actually located to the southwestern part of the country, closer to the Senegal border. So it's typically around 600 to 700 kilometers a distance from the hotspots where we usually have a lot of the headline risk coming through. And despite the fact that we sort of well insulated from the heated parts, we take security very seriously, and we have an ex-military French military guy in charge of our safety and security, and ensures that the locals and the expatriates inside are well protected 24/7.
Fantastic. So you're quite far away from the hotspots, but you are quite near to a lot of other quite sizable mining companies in the region.
Yeah, I mean, basically, as the adage goes, I mean, the place to find gold is within the head frames of existing mines. And we quite happy to say we've got about five existing mines within 50-kilometer radius. We got Barrick, B2 Gold, the old Endeavor mine now sold to BCM, and we've got some sizable deposits that's also been picked up by IM Gold, all within sort of a tracking distance to our tenement. So we sit very comfortably and confident that we would also be able to find something sizable. All the producing assets in that region have a minimum deposit size of about 2 million ounces up to 15 million ounces. So clearly good hunting grounds, and we're devoting all the resources available to make sure that we pick up some of those.
So you're saying you're quite far away from the danger hotspots, but you're also quite close to some fairly big projects in that region.
Yeah, I mean, basically, our flagship asset is virtually just about 20 kilometers east of the Fekola mine, which is currently producing at a rate of about 600,000 ounces, with about 7.5 million ounces delineated in resource. We've got the Barrick mines altogether with a total ounces produced delineation around 15 million within 50-kilometer radius, and the IM Gold projects that in total would sum up to about 5 million ounces, also within about a 20-kilometer radius. So clearly we plugged into a district where significant discoveries have been made. That gives us the confidence that our initial targets could probably eventually deliver some of those sizable discoveries, and either give us the footing to push forward into production or be so attractive to some of the producing mines to try to make a transaction happen.
So some possibly JV opportunities in the future, M&A opportunities.
Exactly. I think the really it's good to have a lot of options available to us, because I think what distinguishes us from a lot of the juniors is most of the time you make the discoveries and you don't have the skill set to unlock value for the full 9 yards, and you're just at the mercy of the seniors as and when they decide to take you out. But the team that we've put in place, very honored to have Sir Samjoda join us, and he has been able to demonstrate the ability to take juniors from single assets to multi assets, multi-million ounce production. And if we have to go down that path to add value to shareholders, I think we have the expertise to able to deliver that for.
You actually have a number of people on your board who have experience of M&As in that region,
Yep.
selling to a number of companies, Iron Gold.
Exactly. And Greg Eisner, the founder of the company, has been noted for having a good nose for good assets. And most of the projects that he's been associated with, Gilby as well as Merrick's, have eventually translated into assets for bigger players in the sub-region. So there's a bit of a track record for that as well.
And in terms of financing the exploration, how much appetite is there out there? I think your background was in raising money for.
Exactly. So I was in the brokerage business for over 10 years, and we were successful helping a lot of the juniors access funding to move up the chain into producers. And even within the difficult terrain that the junior minings have faced, we were successful to have an allotted oversubscribed financing for Roscan that gave us about 4.5 million in the till to play with. And some of the funds that I sort of appeal to have come on board strongly, and Mike Gentili joined us as a strategic advisor, and I was on the board and was very instrumental with the recent funding. And I think that gives us great comfort that if we continue to deliver and show the market the potential we see, funding should not be a problem. And some of the financing structures we've had in the past has warrants that should be exercised and bring additional funding to the kitty as well. So I think we sit comfortably with the ability to accelerate our campaign when needed. And that's sort of a good distinguishing factor from a lot of juniors right now that are struggling to get access to capital to do their business.
When you're talking to investors, what are they particularly looking for, and what does Roscan have that ticks their boxes?
Well, I think typically investors in the mining space know that where you have the maximum returns is definitely in the discovery phase, where because of the speculative interest, you could have oversized returns. I think we've already demonstrated that we are onto a discovery at Mankuki, and due to additional work that we've done, we've identified an additional 7 high priority targets that could also lead to additional discoveries. Clearly, that is definitely going to deliver a lot of value once we demonstrate to the markets that we understand those discoveries and we can demonstrate the size potential to the market. I think that's where we have the double whammy, because the region that we find ourselves has a lot of old Jurassic mines that needs to replenish reserves. So the more successful we are, we probably would see the M&A premium starts building in. So you don't only get the returns on discovery potential, but you get an M&A as well that becomes a kicker. And the beauty of it is we are under no pressure to make a transaction, because we can control our destiny as far as we can because of the team we've assembled. And we actually also look into the sub-region to basically look for potential that we can leverage our success into as well.
So what sort of grades have you been hitting to date?
Well, I mean, with our success so far in the South, I would say that we have hit a section that could average, that averages about 4.5 grams right up surface to a depth of about 30 meters. And we strongly investigating the potential at depth. It's rare to see such wide extent of high grade as truncate. And we think that with deeper drilling, diamond drilling, updating the market on the potential at depth could drive some significant interest, because I think that's part of the unanswered questions that investors are keen to get comfortable with and then jump in with 2 feet.
So when do you think you'll be able to start drilling at depth?
Well, we have already started. The drill is turning, and basically, I think we should be able to update the market in about 4 to 6 week time frame.
Right.
Yeah.
So lots of exciting news possibly coming out
Exactly.
over the next few weeks.
Exactly.
Well, fantastic. And where are you listed?
We listed on the Toronto Venture Exchange currently.
Your stock code is?
It's ROS.V. And basically, we quite happy about the reaction so far from the market since we started getting the transition going. With the addition of new management, new board members, I think we've really seen some decent appreciation, even ahead of news flow. So if we deliver on news flow, I think we'll probably be able to get a strong re-rating. Some of our peers are actually trading at 3 times our market valuation.
Who do you see as your peers?
I think we will probably see Oklo as our direct peers, because our assets are contiguous to them, and they've done a great job. And it's not easy, sort of going through exploration, particularly in highly weathered profiles. But recent drill results from Oklo has actually shown potential at depth, and the market has responded positively to that. And we believe that there's similar structures on their ground that extends into our ground where we're currently drilling, and we keep our fingers crossed and hope that we can replicate some of the good work they've done.
Fantastic. Well, where can people go to find out more information about your company?
Well, I mean, we've updated our website, and we have the current corporate presentations out there. There would be some old research reports from Clara Securities as well that's available, that will set the stage of how value could be unlocked on the ground. And I think we've received tremendous interest from a lot of broker houses. So I think we should be seeing a lot of analysts that put in some information about how this opportunity could unfold going forward. So there should be a lot of news flow out there for guys to access.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to hearing your results going forward in the next few weeks, and good luck with the campaign. And thanks for talking with us today.
Thank you very much, Leo. Thanks for having me, and I appreciate the support and interest.
Thank you.
Great.